Hello everyone and welcome to highlights of this Vanarama National League South clash between Bath City and Weston-super-Mare from Twerton Park. It's City's first Somerset derby of the season. The mood is confident in the Romans' camp following Saturday's fine win over Maidstone United. Tonight they have a chance to make it 7 points from 9 on a balmy evening with the surface in fine condition. Manager Jerry Gill started his career with Weston-super-Mare in one of many links between the clubs. Weston have just returned to this level after 4 years in Southern Premier South. They won the title in April under Scott Bartlett, whose last outing in a City shirt was here in 2010 as a late substitute in the promotion final win over Woking. His assistant Scott Rogers is back at Twerton. He was part of the Southern League title-winning side in 2007. The Seagulls have started the season well, claiming 2 1-0 wins against Havant-Waterlooville and Tunbridge Angels. They're one of 3 sides yet to concede this season, one of 4 with 2 wins from 2. Jack Batten and Jordan Dyer are back from suspension for City, but have been unable to force their way into the starting 11. Following Saturday's fine display, the Romans are unsurprisingly unchanged. Scott Wilson will be hoping to net against his former club. He memorably called in the added time opener in the famous Tyler Harvey match in 2016, when the now Truro man scored 2 afterwards, the winner from the halfway line. Luke Purnell was in goal for Weston that afternoon. He's among the subs for the Seagulls, with Harry Lee between the sticks, having signed in the summer on loan from Exeter. Ruben Reid was forced off at the weekend, so he's relegated to the bench, which also includes ex-City man James Morton. Former Roman Rex Mannings is in the starting 11. Del Grubb makes his first start to the campaign. Commentary for this game is provided by Bath City Radio's Andrew Kerslake, Alex Lane-Kieltyka and Chris Chappell.
The referee just taking his time there, and we're off.
Neil Pratt blows the whistle to start the game, with Weston-super-Mare kicking off. The Seagulls, who've swooped in from the coast for this first Somerset derby of the season. Ben Morgan in the heart of the Bath City defence. He's looked impressive as well since joining in the summer from Gloucester City. It's dropped for Smith inside the area, and a shot blocked from the edge of the box. It's out with Smith. It's Clark played in for the left-hand side, and it's headed over the top. Up from the position, Dan Hayfield there. Now forward by Morgan. Out to the right-hand side, and it's Ewan Clark. Great skill. He can go left and right, gets the right-footed cross in, and it's just beaten Tom Smith. Defender got in the way, and it was cleared partially. Hayfield out. Clark again on the right-hand side, deflected cross, and Avery nods the ball to safety for a Bath City corner. So, they're in the rich vein of form. Why not start early tonight? Cross comes in from the right-hand side, and it's flicked back across goal by Morgan and cleared away by Weston-super-Mare to their right-hand side touchline. And just shields it and allows the ball from Russ to go from left to right. And Jackson just caught there by Morgan, and referee Neil Pratt just having a look at the player. Looks like the cards are coming up. So Wilson, who's got the central striking role, wins the ball on the right-hand side and plays a cross in towards the far post, headed out by the right-back Kieran Thomas. Sun is in his eyes, so he gives it to the left-hand side. So Captain Grubb moves into the middle, slots it through for Dodd, and now Jackson just outside the box, goes for goal, but drags the shot wide left of goal. And now on the left-hand side, Pope is robbed by Rains, and now it's Clark down the right, deflected cross, goes out for a corner. 20-year-old wing-back who's going to take it right-footed from the right-hand side, swings it towards the penalty spot, heads go up, and it's outside the area now. Good clearance by Weston, and now Humphreys gets another header clear. Bastin loses out, and Morgan has a little think about a shot with his left foot. Russ curls it into the area, volleyed away by the number 3, Jason Pope. Upfield, and Rains with a volley that was a little bit dangerous with Jackson lurking, but Greenslade dealt with it well. Clark comes in from the right flank for the Romans. Nice Cruyff turn, but loses out to Weston, now it's given away. Wilson's got it edge of the area, low shot on the left foot, pushed away by the goalkeeper. First real save of the game in the 11th minute. Harry Lee diving to his left, and good effort for Wilson there.
I think the thing that Jerry Gill will be pleased about is the movement amongst those forwards, isn't it? 3
black and white striped shirts in a row on the edge of the box, and they all make runs now. Hayfield's header, and Wilson's trying to poke it in from underneath the crossbar, and it's poked wide. It was Morgan up from the back, and it's taken a deflection, and that'll be another corner, this time from the Bath City left.
Morgan was close there. It came to him very, very quickly.
Now it's Thomas from the left footer kills it away, and it's deflected by Rains, and then Wilson over the bar, and it's going to be a goal kick and some respite for Weston-super-Mare. So that was a close run thing there. Wilson trying to deflect Joe Rains' diverted cross. Humphreys sends a long ball right to left for Pope, who's up from the back near the corner flag. Loses out, and it's cleared away by Morgan. Picked up in the middle by Russ. Jackson challenges him, and the Rovers keep it with Clark pushing forward. He's got 3 teammates further upfield, gets to the edge of the area, crosses it towards the middle. Wilson tries a glancing header, and it's touched behind by the right back Kieran Thomas, with Jordan Thomas going to swing it away from goal again. And the heads come out. It's Rains this time, doesn't quite connect. Bastin was challenging, so at 2 goals, of the 4 Bath City goals are against Weston-super-Mare. Long ball for Weston again down the left. Seagulls trying to forge something with Mannings. Back to Grubb, left-hand side, low ball into Dodd, and he gets it back. Grubb inside the area, skips one challenge and drills it low into the bottom corner. And Weston-super-Mare, against a run of play, have scored the opening goal here inside the first quarter of an hour in this Somerset derby. Bath City 0, Weston-super-Mare 1.
Well, it was a very simple goal for Weston. That long ball played down the flank to the left-hand side. A little interplay before the ball came across to Grubb, and make absolutely no mistake, hit it low and hard into the left-hand corner of Ollie Wright's net.
Yeah, so composed when they're coming in from the flank. Mannings with a flick, but Rains cushions a pass forward. Given away in midfield. And it's going to be Kane who slides over, gives the ball away. Good run forward by Clark into the centre of the field, and he gets a free kick. A foul from Dodd. And I think that might be a yellow card as well.
Yep.
Right-footed corner from the left, flicked towards the near post by Dodd, but it hits the side of the netting. Central position, he could go left or right with this kick. 4-man wall. Grubb over the wall and looking for the top left corner. It's just drifted over the bar.
The centre-back had just come all the way forward with Avery. I mean, he was able to just run the entire way that time. That's on the right-hand side with Bastin. Was it very sharp for Weston? Obviously scored the winner for them on Saturday against Tonbridge in the town with Bastin, but he gets the touch just slightly wrong, a bit too heavy, and Ollie Wright's quickly off his line, and that's exactly what you want from your goalkeeper. And just cleared the ball up every time they could as they're coming forward now on the left-hand side, brings it inside to Jackson, inside the box, appealing for potentially a penalty there. Shot is taken by Grubb, great save for Ollie Wright, had to stretch up to his left. A lovely curling effort from Grubb, just waiting for the ball to come in. Here it comes now from Bastin, right up towards Ollie Wright, and that may have just fallen over the line. And they are saying goal. It looked like a goal line clearance initially. Referee and linesman say it's a goal. Ollie Wright is fuming at the referee, questioning the decision. I'm not quite sure he won the initial header or sent it in the second time. But as it stands, 38 minutes gone, it is 2-0 to Weston-super-Mare here at Twerton Park. It looked like it was Pope who may have just knocked it over the line. I'm not quite sure who cleared it. It didn't look fully over initially. And I think even the Western fans looked a bit surprised when they said goal. Now on the right-hand side with Clark. We haven't seen too much of him since that first goal. They've been able to shut him down. Just looking for an option. Send it down the right-hand side for Rains now. Can send a cross in towards Wilson. May find Thomas. Really good defended by Kieran Thomas that time to head it away. And the clearance is completely... He got the clearance completely wrong, should I say. Ewan Clark does well to tap it over to Rains. Now Ewan Clark by the byline. Right-hand side. Looked like he was going to send a cross in the first time, but it was shut down very quickly by Kane. just very quick on the ball, and it's a poor ball from Clark that time. Not often we save that. Reigns does well to win the ball back, though. Now with Russ trying to get a bit too intricate, very tight. But Reigns with a left-footed shot from the edge of the box. Doesn't quite worry the keeper too much. The left-hand side with Greenslade just seemed to bobble up ahead of him there. Does well to turn away from Baston, and will now just try and burst away at pace. Smith looked like he's trying to take a first touch. It ends up getting back to Greenslade. Now with Thomas and cut inside. May want to try and unleash a shot, and that could be a penalty. And the referee says no, believes it'll be simulation, and looks like Thomas will be going into the book. Linesman certainly didn't flag for anything, and Jordan Thomas not complaining there. From our angle, it did look initially like it may have been a penalty, but it will in fact be a booking for Jordan Thomas instead. Thoughts, Andrew?
Again, quite impossible really for us to judge. The player was running away from us.
I know he was going about the low socks, but we like to mention it. It's a lovely in-swinger. It does land to Morgan now. Right on the penalty spot, takes a left-footed shot. Probably should have laid it off for Wilson or even 𝗛𝗚𝗛𝗛𝗚𝗛𝗧, who's in a better position there. As Humphreys has the ball, and there we go. Now the possession is moving the other way with Smith to Thomas. Sends a cross in towards Wilson. May find Clark. Cleared away by Avery that time. Russ wins the header. It somehow finds Clark in the box. Takes a shot, and Harry Lee almost fumbled the ball. He had to leap up like a salmon there to grab the ball initially. Obviously, Grubb has now come back in to take on those duties. That's almost a brilliant ball to Ewan Clark, who does try and bring it down. He gets a touch on the ball, but he's having to stretch all the way. Unfortunately, it does go out for a goal kick. And there goes the half-time whistle. And it is now Bow City 0, Weston-super-Mare 2. First 20 minutes look very much like the Romans are going to run away with it. But after those first couple of goals, especially that first goal on the 14th minute, in fact, it all went the other way.
So Russ is the man to be withdrawn. And on comes Cody Cook, when Scott Wilson strangely scored for Western that time in the 91st minute, and then it all flipped on its head. And the ball's out with Baston for Western, edge of the area. Left-footed shot drilled in, and well gathered by Ollie Wright. Forward by Dodd, looking for Jacks. It's cut up by Reigns, and it's threaded through. Ewan Clark gets inside, left foot, drills it, hits the crossbar, and the ball flies behind. Terrific move. Bar City won the ball back with an interception, and it was played through to Ewan Clark, who's so good at just drifting inside. You don't know if he's going to go right or left that time. He smashed it with his left boot into the feet of Grubb. Lays it off instantly, and now Jackson comes deep for the ball. Short passing again out to the right-hand side. Mannings runs at Greenslade. Cuts it back to Bastin, gets onto his left foot. Low shot, and it's into the corner. Wright got a hand on it, but couldn't keep it out. And it's 3-0, Jordan Bastin with his second of the season after scoring the winner at Tunbridge. Some sources are giving him the second goal of the evening from his corner, but that was definitely Bastin's. And is this too much for Bath City to come back from now, Andrew?
I think so. It was again a very simple move, nice interplay from one player to another, ball into the box, and Baston didn't have to do too much to put that into the back of the net.
Manning's going on the outside there, and he just pulled it back. Bastin just moved the ball to the side and drilled it low beyond the dive of Wright, who perhaps could have kept it out, but there was too much on the shot. And into the bottom left corner, 3-0. And Jackson looking for a fourth now, running through, edge of the area, and a step over, and he's taken out there by 𝗛𝗚𝗛𝗛𝗚𝗛𝗧 right on the edge of the box. There was a challenge there, 𝗛𝗛𝗛𝗛𝗛𝗛 and Smith just trying to cut him off, and it's about a yard outside the area.
It's going to be 𝗛𝗛𝗛𝗛𝗛𝗛 with the yellow card.
I think he just sort of tried to go across 𝗛𝗛𝗛𝗛𝗛𝗛𝗛, he got chopped down. 19, 20 yards out, Grubb steps up and goes low, and it's just wide of the left post. Wright dive full length, but was happy to see that go wide. And the second time Varsky gets it to Hayfield, still on the right. Now Clark, first time ball in. Header doesn't quite get clear, and it's smashed in by Reigns it was, and then back in again by Thomas, deflected out. Reigns again. Oh, it's just cleared the crossbar there, left-footed. Goalkeeper rooted to the spot, and the ball flashed only a few inches off target. Forward towards Cook, he tries to flip the ball over the defence for Wilson, who's on the shoulder of Humphreys there. Bastin threads it through Jackson, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, goes round him, and this could be 4, and he's just about gets it over the line. Marlon Jackson with his second of the season, and this is turning into an awful evening for the home support here as Bath City go 4-0 down to Weston-super-Mare, and there's looks of...
And the bad news is there's still half an hour to play.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what City do. They're looking at bringing on a substitute at the moment, but I mean, again, it was a very simple move, just nice passing, nice movement. Yeah. Jackson with that shot, and Wright had to come off his goal line, wasn't able to stop it, and Weston's fourth.
And we've got a change immediately after that fourth goal, with Tom Smith replaced by Chris Lyons. Bristol Rovers player, Sheffield Wednesday, of course, as well. Jackson trying to run through the middle, he just nudged it past the challenge and went down. Yeah, Scott Bartlett having a little talking to from the referee, and eventually then Morgan does creep to the edge of the pitch, so Jack Batten can come on.
I think it's fair to say nobody would have seen this coming this evening.
Yeah.
We were all predicting a pretty tight contest between these two sides.
Yeah, and you'd say Weston had only scored 2 goals in their first 2 games. And
Jack
it's been given away, and now chance for Mannings, and he's curled it beyond right, and that will be a sickener for Bath City supporters watching Rex Mannings put the 5th goal away at the Bath end of the ground here at Twerton. Former Romans player who didn't quite establish himself in the team last year after arriving from Frome.
And that's the first goal you'd say really arose from a mistake. Batten dithered on the ball somewhat, wasn't sure whether to go out to the flanks or pass it forward. And whilst he was making up his mind, he has only just come on the pitch. He was robbed by Mannings and the ball put in the back of the net.
As I said, they had a +3 goal difference coming into this game this evening. And Clark does well, gets past 2 challenges on the right-hand side. It comes to nothing in the end as the ball flies out to the left-hand side.
Slough 1, Welling 3 as well. Worthing 3. Now it's with Clark. There's an opportunity to perhaps take a shot off. He gets tackled the first time, but he always seems to keep the ball. Sends a good cross in. That should be a goal, and it will be a goal. And sorry, Chris, but I've been able to call a City goal today, so that's lovely. There we go. Dan Hayfield getting one back. It's probably going to be nothing but a consolation, but it is a goal nonetheless. 74th minute. Bath City 1, Weston-super-Mare 5. They couldn't, could they?
A goal every 3 minutes, and it could be tasty. Well done, Dan Hayfield, though. He's had a fairly anonymous evening. Hasn't seen a lot of the ball, but it was Clark that made that. Clark running into the area, and every time you think he's about to lose the ball, you look up and suddenly it's back at his feet again.
Now playing at the A4 rivals of Chippenham. A great opportunity now for Baston's. Brilliant ball over the top. Oh, it's a lovely cross in towards Kieran Thomas, who finds the back of the net, and that makes it 6 goals to 1 here at Twerton Park. With just 4 minutes remaining in this game. That is 𝗛𝗛𝗚𝗛𝗛𝗛 right there. Lovely team goal. Brilliant cross from Baston, and a tidy finish from Kieran Thomas to send it past Ollie Wright. 6-1, Andrew.
And almost a Groundhog Day pass out to the left-hand side. Cross put into the forward, running onto the ball, and bang into the back of the net. Here comes the Humphreys ball again, this time intercepted.
Not the same ball that time, though. He actually tried to keep it a bit closer to the midfield. Now Chris Lyons. I'd like to see Lyons just have a shot. 6 minutes of added time. As it's brought down the left-hand side from Thomas. It's a really good cross in, and Cody Cook gets onto the end of that, and it will be a goal. And that's Cody Cook's first goal of the season. 6-2 as we've just hit the 90th minute. Well, I wasn't expecting 8 goals tonight, that's for sure, Andrew. That's a really good header initially by Batten, but it came off Wilson. It came out incredibly quickly. And there goes a full-time whistle. And it does end here at Twerton Park. Bath City 2, Weston-super-Mare 6. Although it wasn't the result that the Romans would have wanted, it certainly wasn't a bore fest at all. But unfortunately, the Seagulls have plucked the Romans here tonight at Twerton Park. Andrew, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, we've said a lot of the positive things there are to say about this evening. Weston, I think, have moved the ball around as well as any team I've seen at Twerton. Certainly last season, even sides that were at the top of the league, I don't think moved it around as well as they have. City's vulnerability was all on their right flank. Crossfield balls all the time coming down that side and exploited against Joe Rains and Ewan Clark. Whether City could have done something about that by changing the defence a bit at half-time, I don't know. This will be a bitter defeat for Jerry Gill, and I mean, just as Saturday was a stunning victory, this evening's been a stunning defeat. And maybe that's what this season's going to be like. They've got plenty of potential for goals. We've already talked about Clark, we've talked about Thomas, there's Cody Cook and Wilson, and the possibility of Alex Fletcher playing as well. Five very good forwards. So I think this is a one-off result. I don't think we'll see the like again, but City have a very tough task on Saturday when they have to go down and play Eastbourne. Anyway, thank you so much for being with us this evening. Sorry that we couldn't deliver the result. Well, the National League South now rolls on to next Saturday when City will be down on the south coast at Eastbourne. So until then, this is Bath City Radio. Once again, thanks for being with us, and we look forward to you being with us once again.